Hello, fire signs. Welcome back. This is your reading for the first 2 weeks of April. I'm going to take a look into the cards. I'm not doing it live this time, although I wanted to, but YouTube is suppressing the shit out of my videos when I go live. Even my regular videos, but specifically my live ones. So we're going to do this regular for you guys this month. If you need your own tarot reading, they're on sale right now on my website. So you can go on over there to check it out if you want a reading. And remember, this is for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. So if you have Aries, Leo, or Sag anywhere in your chart, then this reading could be for you. Don't ever give your power away to a reading. Just remember that the information here is to help give you insight, guidance into a situation, what you may be going through, or if it really resonates and you don't like the outcome right now, you don't like the way it's all coming out, know that that is giving you knowledge and information to shift the timeline, okay, to take action where you may not be taking action. All right, let's jump into your reading and find out what's in store for my fire signs. Okay, we are going to take a look and find out what are some of the governing energies here for fire signs for the first 2 weeks of April. What are some of the, self-reflection. This came out in water signs. So you're definitely going through some self-reflection right now. What are you looking into? What do you need to see? Do you like what you see? Is there something you want to shift, change? Interesting, self-reflection. I mean, a lot of us have time to self-reflect right now, don't we? We also have focus. And look, I love that she's going underwater here. So to me, even though this is a very, you see the butterfly, which represents transformation, is over the mind. And I feel like you could be, with the self-reflection card coming up, you could be trying to transform something within your own subconscious, some sort of old beliefs that aren't serving you. And it's also connected to your emotions because it looks like she's about to go underwater. She's at least half submerged underwater. Well, the majority of her is underwater. But in this picture, half of her face is underwater. And there's some element here, like, look, the water here, it's about understanding the emotional frequencies that are contributing to your current reality. That's what this is about, okay? And really starting to tune into that focus. Okay, let's see. Let's pull one more because I've been pulling 3 cards for everyone. So there we go. And beginnings. So this is about starting something new. This is about shifting into some sort of new beginning here for you, creating something new, wanting a new start. Okay, let's take a look into my fairy oracle, see what else is going on here. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so you have the soul shrinker, which is like a pretty tough energy. You also have Penelope Dreamweaver and you have Geo the Slow. So I'm feeling like you're needing to slow things down to really look and see what parts of you within yourself you're really not, the parts of you that you know aren't helping you out in life, you know, like the parts that are holding you back from the things that you actually really want, and taking time out to really kind of self-reflect on that and give yourself a fresh start. Give yourself a fresh start in a way. And then we have Penelope Dreamweaver, which talks about definitely things you may be having really intense dreams that perhaps might be giving you some information. You know, there's a lot of metaphors we can find in our dreams that relate to what's kind of going on right now. And I feel like there's a need to slow down, to pause, which we're all doing right now. but that it's very helpful right now in allowing you to transform something within you, within the subconscious, that is also connected somehow to the heart here. So let me just go into the book here and look up actually, let me look at Penelope Dreamweaver. So so it's about inspiration, magical dreams, and vision. So you might be experiencing, especially with this butterfly over the third eye here, the forehead, that there's some sort of awakening of the third eye. Visions are starting to come through for you now, like through taking this time to really see what's blocking you. And again, because you've got these two here, to me, there's some synergistic kind of energy there. So this is just about paying attention to your dreams right now. It's important that you pay attention to your dreams because they are providing you some sort of guidance or information that you need right now in your waking life to perhaps shift gears or take a different direction or completely leave something behind that just isn't serving you right now. We have Geo the Slow. It's cycles of time, waiting, patience, slowness. Slow down. Sit back in your chair and think a little bit, which of course correlates to the self-reflection card. It indicates that a situation or issue is part of a long process that cannot be rushed. It's important to settle in for the long haul and to be patient, to relax. And also, this is interesting because there is the element of water here, which is the cup energy. And here it mentions the Singer of Chalice, which is the kind of like the Ace of Cups in the tarot. And it says, if you are short on patience, try cultivating your acquaintance with the Singer of the Chalice. You will find life more delightful. So as you are working through this transformative process and self-reflecting on what is kind of happening in your life that maybe doesn't feel like it's in alignment with what you truly want, that there's also the need to drop into the heart space and feel what's really within your heart and to connect with that, because I think that will help you through this long haul, what feels like a very long journey. The Soul Shrinker kind of coming up, 55. I mean, that's a tough energy. 2 5s. And 5s have definitely been showing up in everyone's reading. It's about curses, destruction, blessings, cruelty. Critical and malicious thoughts and words are having a detrimental effect on the situation, people involved in it. So again, this is what I was talking about with the focus card, is in this butterfly over the mind, the thoughts. There's some sort of transformation or transmutation that needs to happen over your own thought process. Like really tune into, the chatter of your own mind. Like what are the words that you hear in your own mind when you stop, pause, reflect, and pay attention to like the mind chatter, the stuff that we're not usually conscious of when we're in a do kind of state. And just pay attention to that, because I'm feeling like there's this need where you're really being pulled in to kind of shift this and get a whole fresh start. Like you want to start on a blank canvas and start over here. But this is part of a long journey. So don't beat yourself up about it if it doesn't feel like it's happening all at once. Let's go into the tarot and find out. What do fire signs need to know about this situation? What other details can we get? What other details can we get for fire signs? There we go. And we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So this is about, when it's upright, it talks about building strong foundations with others, and perhaps something wasn't working out with someone else or a group of people that you were trying to work on something, build strong foundations with, and it kind of collapsed. And it may have sparked some of this self-reflection, need to go within, wanting to start anew. Of course, there could have been a situation where you were working with someone or involved with someone was too cruel, and it was really affecting you. It could have been like some kind of abuse, but just in general, someone could have just not been mentally supportive, like really affecting your own mental and emotional well-being. What other details? Yeah. And this is a Ten of Swords, and this kind of speaks to this idea of how Geo the Slows come up to talk about that this is a long journey, and you're feeling it, and you're feeling like the burden of it. You're really feeling like whatever this is, you're exhausted. And I think too, though, when we reach that place of exhaustion where we just don't feel like we can go on anymore, like we've reached our breaking point, that's also the time when we finally surrender to looking at things in a new way and knowing that things have to shift or change. And as I'm saying that, you now get the Ace of Swords. So there's definitely, when Geo the Slow was talking about cycles of time, so there's definitely a new, and look, it's falling under the beginnings card. So there's something new coming in here, some sort of new awareness, new perspective, potentially new ideas, perhaps even new truth coming in, like really starting to understand the truth of a situation and wanting to start anew where you're more aligned with what's true to you. The swords also talk about, like, especially with the ace, it's also about like protection and needing to cut away things that no longer serve you. So really kind of taking stock of all of the things that aren't actually serving you so well and being ready to finally let those go and cut them away. And that could just be within yourself. It could just be the thoughts within your mind. Like you're just ready to you want to shift the way you think about yourself, the way you think about others, the way you think about a certain situation. We have the Page of Cups coming in too, which to me is telling me that, again, it's a younger energy. So it's still fresh, it's new, of some matters to do with the heart. And like I was really picking up on that with these two cards here. And as you're kind of going through this kind of new perspective, there's very much still an awakening of the heart here happening, where ready to open yourself up to something new. And whether that's just a new phase or something all new together, there's a newness here. And could be that you're going to be receiving some sort of messages here that have to deal with that opening of the heart. And also the Cups energy is very intuitive as well, and falling under there, like you may be receiving this through the dreams as well. So you may be receiving those messages of the heart through the dream state. So pay attention to that. This card has come up in, I think, every reading. You guys have it in reverse. And again, this is interesting because it's falling under Geo the Slow. So 8 of Pentacles is all about applying yourself to a job, a task, and mastering it. And this is in reverse. So okay, so what I'm picking up with this card is that you don't actually feel like the master of your life right now in this current situation, or you're embarking on something new that where you may have been really skilled in an area of your life, you're not feeling as skilled in this, or someone isn't, and it's feeling it's creating some sort of like lack of confidence in how to move forward. And I think that's part of the slowing down process, is that you're embarking on something new that you don't feel like the master of. So it's not something you're normally skilled at. And that is scaring you a little bit. And it's creating a little bit of self-doubt, which is totally normal. And that's just because there's a lot of lessons here to learn on this journey that require experience. And experience takes time. And the lessons come through the actual experience of it all. And then you get the Four of Pentacles. I'm feeling that part of this is happening because you haven't felt safe. You haven't felt secure. And part of the reason why it is kind of slow is that you're still holding on to some things too that you're not really ready to let go of. There's aspects of you that want to, and then there's aspects of you that aren't sure. And it's interesting. Sometimes even though we know a situation or certain characteristics of ourselves or someone in our life isn't necessarily good for us, we still don't want to let them go because it's what we know. And we find a lot of comfort in what we know, even if it's not good for us. And I'm getting that this aspect is contributing to the feeling of this long journey. And you're reflecting on that now. You're starting to reflect on that. So what other details do we need to know here for fire signs? Wow. This is interesting. These two cards came up together. Okay, this is crazy. Air and earth signs had very parallel energies going in there, and water and fire are having very parallel energies coming in. You may be dealing with a water sign because this came up in reverse, but this card came up with it. Literally the two came up together, and I've been shuffling these decks. There is healing that has to happen, and I get the sense too that there's some sort of union that's going to result from a lot of this healing. This union could just be union of your true and authentic self, okay, who you really are, and really merging the higher aspects of yourself in, especially when we have the Ace of Swords, talking about your truth, authenticity, power. But if this involves someone else, this could be a healing of the relationship. Again, I feel like with the beginnings card coming up here that some of you are wanting to give a situation a blank slate, a new fresh canvas to be painted upon. And whether that's with you and someone new or someone from your past, I feel like whatever healing is going to happen, it's going to allow that to occur. Okay. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles upright, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Knight of Pentacles upright. there was a misunderstanding in communication. There was some sort of gosh, look, whatever was being communicated here, there was a big misunderstanding or misperception of what was actually trying to be communicated. It could also just be, this Eight of Wands is also, could just talk about the blocked communication of the higher self kind of coming in, causing this to all happen, okay? Causing like the transformation of the mind, the mental chatter to occur. Because then we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Pentacles. So this is the Queen and the Knight here are definitely talking about bringing in a lot of stability. That there's finally, and of course, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight of the deck, but he gets it done. And this is, again, speaking to this slower process. This is going to be a slower process. You need to have patience here. You need to let things unfold in their own due course, because there are experiences that need to be had in this physical plane. And with that, you're building longevity, you're building stability, you're building trust as well, because of the loyalty that these cards represent, that there's a foundation of trust coming back in where I feel like wasn't there in the beginning, okay? And it's interesting with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, upright, it talks about like, waiting for your harvest. You've done a lot of the groundwork, and with it, so what I'm getting with this message is that in the past, you haven't taken the time to really invest in the entire process, and you are now willing to finally invest. And because you're willing to invest, this is the energy that's kind of coming forward for you now. Whereas before you may have rushed into things and not really done your due diligence within yourself of what you really wanted. It was a situation really good for you. You're finally taking the time to actually invest. And that of course is a slow process. And a trust building process requires time as well. So fire signs, I know your energy is all about rushing into stuff and wanting to do it and take action, but you're going through something right now that requires patience. It requires due diligence. It requires attention to the details. And also this energy of caring, like, I care about the outcome, so I want to invest what I need to invest in it right now. And I want to attract people who are willing to invest what is needed into the situation. And that's the energy that's starting to come through. So if it wasn't there in the past with someone, either you're meeting someone new or this person's going through a transformation as well. And there's this energy of willing to put in the work, and willing to invest. And remember though, because of this is a new thing, okay? This is new. So you're not a master at this yet, or someone you're involved with isn't. And it's going to take time to build experience and to get skilled in this area, because when we're so programmed into a way that isn't helpful to us, it takes time to break that down and to really build on what is good. So fire signs, that's my reading for you. I hope it was helpful. Again, if you need your own reading, you can go on over to my website. All the tarot readings are on sale right now. And that's it. Guys, I love you so much. Have a wonderful month of April.